Hello, so I'm back with my sort of 100-day project. 7 more tags completed. I've done tags this time. I think we're back on envelopes maybe next week. I have made some plans, so I think I'm doing envelopes next week. I've got a list somewhere. Anyway, these are very simple this week. They're just botanical tags, and I've got a little pocket on them. Made from a glassine bag with a tea card in, so you can put anything you wanted in there. So that's number 1. They're all backed onto cream card. Number 2, and obviously I've tried to match the toppers here with the colours of the main tag. 3. Done a bit of stamping on some of them just to add a bit more interest. 5. Number 6. And number 7. So that's a really short video. I'm going to do the tutorial straight after. I think I'll join it up this week because it's quite straightforward and quite simple. So I'll be back shortly with what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm back with the tutorial. I've got 2 pieces of botanical paper here, and these are cut to, she says, losing her ruler. Okay, so these are cut to 3 inches by 6 inches. I've got some book pages that we can use to collage. I've got a couple of tea cards. These are genuine old ones. This is a cigarette card, and this is actually a tea card to match the main image each time. And I happen to have these little bags, little glassine bags, which are tiny. They measure 1 3/4 by 2 7/8. But I'm actually going to cut them down because I don't want them as long as that. So I'm just going to cut them off here. They've got sort of got a thumb hole, so I'm just cutting it off across the bottom of that thumb hole. So if you've got little bags that measure 1 3/4 that you can cut down to 2 3/8 or 2 1/2, find those. If not, you could just use a piece of vellum cut to the same size, and that will work just as well. So the other thing I'm going to do is put a little thumb hole in the top. It's probably to do this best using a bit of scrap paper behind the vellum. Just because it doesn't cut. I'm going to mess this up now, I expect, but we'll see how we get on. I'm going to use a punch, and it cuts it better if it's a little bit thicker. So let's see if I can hold that. So this is my little round punch, 1/2-inch punch. And I'm just going to eyeball this. So we're about central and we're about halfway down. And there we are. It's perhaps a bit low, that one, but I can always just cut this off a little bit more. That'll make a nice little thumb hole for when we put that in. Okay, so I'll do that on both of those, which I will complete in a moment. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how I decide to collage. First of all, I want to know where I'm going to put my little bag, probably about there. So we could have a little bit of collage down here, maybe a touch up here. And on this one, I'm going to go for this side. So the collage is going to be here and here. And I basically just rip triangular pieces. So that's going to glue on there. I'm going to put a little bit at the top. I don't want too much at the top. Or we could do that and that. Maybe that'd be better. Yeah, let's do that. So back to square one. That's a bit wide. So we'll have that there. And this at the bottom, but I want this a bit different size. So those will get glued there and there. And our image will go there for that one. And then for this one, I'll back this side. So I'm actually going to do the same. Yeah, I'm going to do the same. Go there. And a little piece at the bottom. So what I do then, because I want stitching on these, let's just move these out of the way. First thing I do is literally just glue the edges of these, the outside edges, and stick them onto your so like that for both of them. And then because I want stitching on them, I'm going to zigzag down this edge. Oops, that one not right, there we go. If you overlap, you can always trim any bits off. So I'm going to zigzag down here, down here, down here, and down here, and then I'll be back. Right, so I'll show you on this one. I've zigzagged down the raw edges. I just trim off any overhang I've got. Back there. There's a little bit at the bottom on this one. That's all neat and tidy. And then I position my little bag. So it's going to go here on this one. I have stitched this one, but I'll show you what I do to make sure that this works properly and is easy for the cards to go in and out. I actually glue across the top at the back here and just underneath that little flap there, and just a little bit of glue down there. I'm going to see it, and that way when you slide your card in, it won't get caught on this back piece. And then this is really quite a tight fit, so I need to stitch with a straight stitch down here, along here and up here, but very close to the edge like I've done here. And I start just a little way off the bag because I don't want this to unravel. And to help that a bit further, this time I don't trim off close. I leave my threads a little bit longer, go to the back. If you just pull gently, you'll see there's a little, it pulls a loop through from the front. Just ease that through. You have both your threads on the back. And when we glue this to the card or stick this to the card, it'll prevent any unraveling here. So we're pretty much done, to be quite honest. This can go in here. I'm going to find some card. She says, just have that ready. And I'm just going to use a bit of glue stick, except I've lost my glue stick. There it is. Not too worried about all the edges because, again, we're going to stitch. If you're not stitching, you need to glue right to the edge. Oops. Pop that on there. I'm going to use my credit card to cut the top. It's not a credit card, it's a ski pass. I've been skiing for a few years now. I don't think I'll be going again. So there's our basic tag. I'm going to stitch round the edges with a straight stitch and then come back and finish off the top there. So bear with me a few minutes while I do that and I'll be back. You won't see the difference. Right, so I've stitched around the edges, just flattened the backs with my bone folder just to neaten it up a bit on the back. And then I'm just going to put the eyelets in. Seen me do this loads of times before, but I'll go through it again. Just mark the centre approximately. Just using a crocodile. Let's find a couple of eyelets. Still got a few coloured ones, so I'm going to use green ones for these just to try and use them up. Prefer the antique ones, but these will look nice too. It's a thread all over me. And then we just find some ribbon, or I'll have a look in my sari scrap box and see if there's anything that'll work. I don't have a lot of yellow, so I probably won't find yellow. If I can't find a colour that matches, I would tend to go for a neutral, a cream. So let's do that one. And I'm just going to do a simple topper on these. There's one. Got a bit of pink on that one. One's not too bad, that might work. Picks up that pink at the bottom, so again. two pretty tags. You could put dangles here, you could tie a different type of top, you could put a bow on the top. If you go back through other tag tutorials that I've done, you'll see different ways I finish the tops off. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all soon.